Hey guys, this is Brian with the second video in one day. I've been off for a while, and now that I'm back on, I'm back on. So I thought I'd just walk you through my journaling that I do every morning. Here's yesterday's version. Here's this morning's version. I just did this. And one of the things we talk about in Goals 101, which is a class we're releasing this weekend, which I'm very excited about, how to set and achieve meaningful goals that can help you be happy and flourish while doing heroic things. One of the big ideas that we have in here is to reflect on it every day. So here we go. Spend 5 minutes as your number one thing every day reflecting on your goals. Science says that that's actually surprisingly one of the most powerful things you can do to increase the likelihood of achieving the things that you say are important to you. So here's what's important to me, and I'm going to share this as part of kind of that Hero365 process I talked about in my last video. Basic idea, just kind of a behind the scenes. Here's what I'm thinking. Hopefully it will inspire you and shine a light on some ideas that you might want to integrate into your life. So anyway, I start every single day when I journal, which is every single day, with drawing this O. So I've got a little O right there as well. That represents our brand, Optimize. So we've shifted from brianjohnson.me to optimize.me, which is a whole nother conversation, and from Entheos Enterprises to Optimize Enterprises Public Benefit Corporation. This is what I'm dedicating my life to. And we've got in Optimal Business 101, I talked about the multiple stakeholder orientation of a conscious business. Society, partners, investors, customers, and employees. We want to optimize our relationship. We want to astonish each of those stakeholders. It's not just about the investor. Obviously, they need to make money. We need to be a profitable business, but we need to make a difference in the world, serve society. We want our partners to be astonished. We want to astonish our investors for sure. I want to make this the best investment they've ever made. We've raised a couple $1 million for our business. I'm honored to have support from my family, dearest friends, and other extraordinary people who have become some of my dearest friends. And then, of course, our customers. We want to astonish. We want to give the best to the most for the least. That's our absolute commitment to everyone who is willing to pay us the $10 a month. We want to astonish. And then, of course, our employees. We want to create the greatest place to work we possibly can, period. And ultimately, we want to create one of the coolest, most virtues-based, generous, and profitable companies on the planet. That's my big vision. I write that down every day. It's what we're so fired up about creating. And again, one baby step at a time. Then I write our purpose, our mission, our strategy very quickly. Our purpose as a business, my purpose as an individual, is we help people. I like to make it on 2 lines. We help people optimize. Okay? Mission. Change the world one person at a time and together. And very importantly, starting with me. I need to be the change that I want to see and hopefully inspire others to do that. One person at a time. Together, we can make a huge difference in the world. That's what our business is about. There's my little alarm telling me I need to go bang out some burpees. I'm going to pause on that and finish this. Strategy. How are we going to operationalize our purpose and our mission? Well, here it is. We do 2 things. Wisdom and community. Wisdom is all the philosopher's notes and YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff where I'm sharing big ideas. The idea here is we're going to help you optimize inside out. You need to know certain things, we need to, in order to optimize inside out. But that's not enough. We need to have community as well if we want to optimize. That is outside in, right? Which makes us a better person. And what's fascinating is I remember reading Angela Duckworth's great book, Grit. And she says, look, she's got her 4 ways that you can build grit, which we've talked about in different contexts. Super important stuff. Those are big ideas that affect us inside out. But she says the fastest way to boost someone's grit is to have them join a gritty community. You join a community with high standards and your grit immediately goes up way faster than if you try to integrate it by yourself, et cetera, et cetera. So all the research shows how powerful this is. My social entrepreneurial background is in building online social platforms. So in Q1, we're going to launch a super simple, world-class version 1 social platform on the web, iOS, and Android. We're fired up. We've been working on it. And basic idea here is Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, they're all awesome. But wouldn't it be cool if there's a social platform that was all about connecting to the highest version of yourself and other people inspired and committed to making a difference in the world? That's what our online, we're going to call it our online oasis, the Optimize Oasis is all about. Can't wait to share that with you. And then, again, to operationalize our strategy, to hit our mission, to achieve our purpose, we're also going to go offline. And this is what I've been spending a ton of my time on, and I'm going to send out a longer update to our community very soon. But here's a sneak peek. We just bought, or are in the process of finalizing a deal to buy a church in Ojai. 5 acres, 28,000 square feet with a huge sanctuary that can host nearly 1,000 people, plus a little school, plus a ton of other stuff. We're going to bring our community offline such that all these people can connect with one another at our weekend workshops and other stuff we're going to do. I'm going to start teaching live classes online, serving our local community, and I could not be more excited about this. Whole long conversation here, which I'll share more in the future, but the election has really catalyzed me to step up and see things that I thought I was going to do down the road and do them now. Again, this whole idea of we need heroes now more than ever. What am I here to do? What are you here to do? Let's do it. So that's our online and offline community. Again, more soon. And then wisdom, inside out, our goal is very simple. And I remind myself of this every morning. We want to create the greatest collection of wisdom ever that helps people optimize their lives. We currently have Philosopher's Notes. One of the things I'm going to be sharing soon is we're going to launch something called Optimize Notes, which are going to be created by a team of amazing writers and editors. And that's going to help me spend more time as a social entrepreneur and still teaching, but as the CEO of our business, and reach 1,000 of those notes combined by 2020. More on that soon. And then, of course, I have my Optimal Living classes. Next year, it's all about the Hero 101, Hero Training 101, which is basically these classes amped up. These are the entry-level classes. These are the advanced. This is the advanced coursework. All of this is going to be available as part of our $10 a month package as we strive to give the best to the most to the least. Really excited about that, more soon. And then we're going to invite my friends, truly extraordinary world-class teachers, to do lectures at our offline Oasis in Ojai, stream that online to you, and scale that infinitely. Again, very excited about that. And then we're going to create on-demand yoga classes, fitness classes, and then also Tai Chi and Qigong and obstacle course training. This is my big thing now. Spartan racing, MoveNet, parkour, cooking. Wouldn't it be amazing if you can go to one place and access all of this wisdom, connected to community of other people fired up about it, for $10 a month as we give the best to the most for the least? Well, that's the game we're playing. And again, I remind myself every morning. Then I come down here and I draw this pyramid that you've seen if you've watched any of my videos, representing Maslow's hierarchy, right? So we've got our big potential that we just looked at, but we need to ground that into a really practical reality. We need to have a really strong foundation. Well, I'm really proud and excited that we have a strong foundation. We're still a very small business, but we have over $1 million of annual recurring revenue. Thank you to all of our paying customers. We're approaching 10,000 members now, paying us $10 a month. So it's both a modest number relative to our big goals and a very significant number for us. We're a profitable business. We're putting all of those profits back into all of this stuff, but it allows us to have a really strong base that we can confidently build on. We're now an official going concern. We're going to be in business over the long run, which was my anti-fragile barbell strategy, right? You got to have a big vision, which is all this stuff, but then you need to make sure you're simultaneously super aggressive and super conservative. So I've been working hard, and our team's been working hard to make sure we're in the game over the long run. So anyway, I draw that, I smile, I say solid foundation, right on. What are we going to do? Then I draw mountain peaks. And again, if you've taken any of our classes, you know that I love this kind of visual representation. What are your mountain peaks, right? So again, I'm reflecting my stuff, so hopefully to inspire you to think about yours. Our next mountain peak is 1 million people in that online social community via those world-class tools, connecting with one another and inspiring one another and upping our games, right? And a $10 million business. Drop a zero on our revenue. How do we serve that profoundly? Well, this is what comes in, right? So move from 10,000 to 100,000 members. Then the next mountain peak we're after is 1 million people paying $10 a month. You get fired up to imagine what we can do with that revenue to create even more value for our people. So we drop another zero and we continue to do as much as we possibly can to give the best to the most for the least. And then the fun creative vision is, how do we create a billion-dollar business that creates that much value in the world and demonstrates that we can be extraordinarily virtues-based, generous, and super profitable, giving ourselves back to the world more and more profoundly. That's just a fun thing for me to write down. Again, as I look at the super aggressive vision, we have a lot of ideas of what we can do, continuing this momentum and other things online and offline. And then I love to draw these little mountain peaks out in the future. I actually love to draw them out way into the future, way past the time that I'm here. What are we going to do? How are we going to contribute? Well, we'll see. That's the game, right? And then, as you'll see in our Goals 101 class, I ground that into my personal practices. And I talk about, in Goals 101, the big three. So these are my big three things that I need to make sure I'm dialed in on in order to achieve this. 1, energy. 2, family. And 3, service. Energy for me, very briefly, is, the eating, moving, sleeping, making sure I have the energy to actually execute this vision sustainably. My standard for myself that I'm really excited about is I want to be a world-class athlete. A whole nother conversation. I talk about it a little bit more in Goals 101, but this is firing me up right now. I got into Spartan races, did my first one last weekend, doing 4 more next year, and that's a big goal for me and also for my right-hand guys, to get to a state where we are performing at that high level. Why? A lot of reasons. Again, we'll talk about more, but primarily so I'm radiant and energized and strong and grounded to go do this work. As we talk about in the hero work, a hero means protector. A hero has strength for 2. Well, I want to have strength for as many people as I possibly can to lead as profoundly as I can. Next element for me is family. I want to be an exemplary husband and father. It's not enough for me to just do this. My family is unbelievably important to me. I want to be present, I want to be loving, and I want to be fun. There's my beautiful wife and our now 4-year-old son, and there's a very exciting thing for us. We're, gets me all teary-eyed, we're expecting our second on Lincoln's birthday, February 10th. Couldn't be more excited about that, and I want to be present and loving and kind and energized for my family. And then finally, service. I'm energized so I can serve my family and so I can serve the world, right? For me, that comes in 3 basic facets. As a social entrepreneur, the CEO of our business, making a difference via business. As a teacher, continuing to do my work, distilling this wisdom and hopefully inspiring you to optimize your life and actualize your potential. And then as a community leader, both online and offline, these are kind of the roles that I aspire to fulfill as powerfully as I can. So that is simultaneously a quick yet longer look at how I capture who I am, what I'm committed to doing. This takes me about 5 or 6 minutes to do. Obviously, it took me longer because I explained it to you, etc. Those 5 minutes are extraordinarily valuable. Even just 2 minutes, the research says, is huge to prime the pump, to keep your motivation. You want to keep your motivation strong to achieve your goals? You cannot get excited and then let it wane. Motivation equals value times expectancy over impulsivity times delay. And a formula we come back to again and again and again. You've got to really value what you want to create. You got to have the confidence to believe and expect that you can achieve it. You got to reduce your impulsivity and distractibility, and you need to get rid of the delay. You need to make your goals micro goals and take action every single day toward those goals. This is one way to go about doing it. What's your journal look like? What are you doing to serve as profoundly as you can? I'm excited to help you explore that and optimize it and actualize it. I appreciate you and all your support, and can't wait to share more. Have an awesome day.